of staff, graduates, parents, friends, and well-wishers. I must say I'm so excited to be here, and thank you so much, Zoe. I don't know if you remember me, but I do remember you when you were like 3 years old. I remember a couple other of the graduates as well when they were this little, and seeing you guys here today looking so lovely, graduating. I'm so proud of every single one of you, even the ones that I'm meeting for the first time today. And I wish you guys all the best, just to start off. And to my PCFK family, I'm so happy to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So excited. So, Kabi Lamé, I'm not sure if anybody knows that name, but he is a Senegalese-Italian 22-year-old who recently became the most followed influencer on TikTok. I kind of like his content. His videos are short, funny, and memorable. Has anybody seen them before? Right, you guys know what I'm talking about. He's memorable, and I kind of like him and his content. But his rise to the #1 spot has been accompanied by a bunch of media and fan frenzy. And the most interesting thing about a lot of the articles and comments and even other TikTok videos that I've seen about Kabi is that they always compare him to Charli D'Amelio, who is the former #1 most followed person on TikTok. And I just want to say hey to my Charlie, my cousin, who's graduating today as well. Hi. But the comparisons between Kabi Lamé and Charli D'Amelio, I think, have a negative effect. They're always trying to paint one of the two against each other, make it seem that the two of them have some sort of beef, some sort of drama, that they both can't just exist and be successful. I know the media does this to garner attention and likes with sensationalism, but it implies that to achieve success, we have to engage in some sort of competition that's cutthroat and filled with envy, rivalry, and hatred, and toxic comparisons. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about comparison and how it can easily become a thief of joy, a thief of happiness, fulfillment, and of your success. Now, I want to be reasonable and say that not all comparisons are bad. Humans naturally compare things, but this has a good and a bad side. So, for example, when we're at a restaurant, we may compare one meal to another so we can decide which one will taste better. When we buy clothes, we may compare one outfit to another so we can get the value of our money and see what makes us look best. And I must say that everybody here, you guys have great comparison skills because the outfits are looking nice today. You guys really came out, and as you should, because it's a day of celebration. And I want to say you guys look fantastic. Graduates, I'm sure your outfits look great too, but I can't see them right now under the robes, but you still look lovely. So yes, some comparisons are beneficial to us, but comparisons can start to harm us when we compare ourselves too harshly to other people. And I'm guilty of doing this myself. I'll give you an example. I'm not naturally the most outgoing person. I've come out of my shell a bit more in recent years, but especially when I was younger, here at PCFK, sometimes other kids would be running around right here playing games like Dandy Shandy, and I would sit alone by myself, because sometimes if I really wanted to play, I didn't have the courage to just get up and say, hey, can I join your game of Dandy Shandy? So fast forward to my first year of college, 2021. I'm in a new country, about to take on university, and I'm happy to be doing it all with my good friend Amanda, who went to Immaculate with me. But Amanda is way more extroverted than I am. So she would come home every day and tell me she met this person, she got this person's Instagram, this person's phone number, and I would say, girl, all I got was a dirty look from my waist when I said I want lettuce instead of lettuce. So I kind of started to envy Amanda and her outgoingness and how easily she could make friends. And this started to negatively affect me, where once we even got invited to another friend's dorm, and instead of talking to other people and making friends, all I did was watch Amanda and how easily she could just talk to people and chat and laugh with them, and I just felt insignificant. I felt like I didn't have that and I wasn't enough. So I left. And I went back to my room and I kept asking, why her and not me? Why is she so good at this and I'm not? And eventually I came to the conclusion, filled with envy, that she's just the popular girl and I'm just the little girl who sits by herself on the bench when she really wants to be playing Dandy Shandy. Was this an accurate conclusion? Absolutely not. It was a conclusion that came from negative comparisons. And this is the issue when we compare ourselves to people. We focus on one characteristic of somebody else. We put them on a pedestal and we put ourselves down. And it got to the point where my good friend, whom I love, seeing her happy made me upset. Proverbs 14 verse 30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." Later I realized how foolish I had been. If my objective was to make friends, then why would I leave an event that was perfect for making friends? Because comparison ultimately leads to unhappiness and unfulfillment. Graduates, guests, I ask you to consider for a moment that God has blessed you with a specific personality, a specific set of strengths and skill sets and experiences that are unique only to you. And God has blessed you with your own path. And as you walk this path, sometimes it's not going to be easy. There are going to be times when the path is smooth and full of happiness. And for some of you, today might be a day like that. Everybody is here celebrating you. You're happy, you're looking at all the things that you've achieved. But then there will be other times in life where the path is rocky or hilly. And I was going through one of those times when I first got to college and really was struggling to make friends. But what do you do when you end up in a situation like this? You shouldn't envy somebody else's path who's smooth. You should work on moving through that section of the path until you reach the smooth part. Because if you're walking along your path and it gets rocky, and you stop to stare at somebody else who's on a smooth path, you're stuck. You're no longer progressing and growing. You're only envying. You become a spectator, and you stand up and watch them move along while you're going nowhere. So, sometimes something else that we'll do when we get to hilly parts of our path is that we'll try and compete with somebody else who's on a smooth, straight path. We try and run up and make it a competition and beat them. But running up a hill is exhausting and sometimes dangerous. So instead, stop looking at people on other paths, and I urge you, graduates, focus on your own path. As you're going over your hills, focus on growing yourself until you eventually reach a smoother section of your path. But the truth is, it's not easy to always just keep your head forward and keep walking along your path on your own, at your own pace too. But I think I've come up with a little acronym that might be able to help you graduates focus on your own path as you enter this new and exciting time in life known as high school. Because high school is going to be filled with people from different backgrounds, people who just do things differently, people with different beliefs, people with different strengths. And you're going to want to compare yourself and envy some of them at times. So, to kind of help you to not compare yourself too much to these new people, here is the little convenient acronym, PATH. P-A-T-H. P stands for patiently walk. In this fast-paced world, walk down your path at your own pace. It's not easy to stick to your path, and like I said earlier, sometimes we naturally want to compare ourselves to other people, but be patient with yourself as you adjust on your path. And if you find yourself envying other people, take a step back, be patient, and say, hey, I'm gonna resist that urge. And then if you don't achieve something, don't rush into what you're not ready for. Don't enter things at a pace that's too fast for your own self. That's what I did when I felt strange about not meeting friends, and I was trying to compete with Amanda and be like her. No, even though I didn't immediately make friends, that didn't mean that I wouldn't make friends later down on my path. That means that I would do it at my own pace, not at Amanda's pace. A stands for adapt. When we're faced with a change in our environment, we need to be able to adapt in response. Now, adapting doesn't mean fundamentally changing who you are. Just because your circumstances have changed doesn't mean that your beliefs have to do so. And I know for sure that Porter's instilled me with an amazing set of beliefs, values, and morals. And I'm sure Porter's did the same for you. So never ever forget those, please. Adapting simply means observing. See the changes that are taking place in your life and look for things in your life that maybe need to alter slightly so that you can improve yourself. And a part of adapting comes from surrounding yourself with people who you can learn things from. The Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Do any of the graduates want to take a go at what they think that means? Just really quick. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Any ideas? Just really quick. Yes, right there. But like teamwork, exactly. So she said, excellent job, thank you. She said as one person works on something, somebody else should kind of be working on something else, but also helping. So that just means that other people can help sharpen you, help build you up, help challenge you, and help you to improve. So try and surround yourself in high school and throughout the rest of your life with people who you know will challenge you and inspire you and motivate you and help you to adapt. T stands for take care of yourself. So right now we have P, which is patiently walk, A, which is adapt, and T, which is take care of yourself. And I truly believe that when we take care of ourselves, we allow ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves and to shine. And when we love ourselves and see ourselves in a positive light, we're less likely to envy somebody else for their strengths. So taking care of yourself today can be hard in this world. And I know a lot of the parents and adults will understand this. There's this hustle mentality sometimes that's pushed on you where you feel like you always have to be doing something. You always have to be competing with somebody else. Take a step back, guys. And I've heard a lot of people in high school brag to me about pulling all-nighters and saying sleep is for the weak and that they're gonna work all day and all night. No, work for sure, but also take care of your health, your mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health. And take time to enjoy yourself. And parents and family members and teachers, when these amazing graduates do well, allow them to enjoy themselves as well. And I know there's going to be one kid who that's all they're going to hear from this speech, and they're going to go home and tell mommy, the lady at graduation said I must enjoy myself, so where's my new iPad? No, enjoying yourself means working, but also doing so. And also all the family members, teachers, I want to congratulate you and tell you guys to enjoy yourselves too, because you have done a great job in supporting these graduates. Let's just give a hand of applause to all the people who help support the graduates. So yes, graduates, please take care of yourself. And H stands for help others. Now let's be real, graduating from Porter's is a privilege, such an excellent school. Graduating from prep or primary school in general is a privilege. Entering into high school like you guys are about to do is a privilege. So sometimes we get so caught up in focusing on our own path that we forget that there are others who are struggling on their path. Others who may not be as privileged as we are. So while we walk along our paths, remember that if we're in a smooth part of our life, our friends, our family members may be going through a rocky part, and we need to be there to inspire them. Just like how we want others to sharpen us and challenge us and inspire us, we should do the same for other people. So when you can, help the people you love. And just before you guys kick me off the stage so you can beg mommy for that iPad, let's walk down the path one more time. P stands for patiently walk. A stands for adapt. T stands for take care of yourself. And H stands for help others. Excellent job. You guys are so brilliant. Graduates, please enjoy high school. Enjoy your teenage years. and know that your path is already one of excellence. Thank you all so much.
Well done.